Good morning. How's everyone doing? Becca here. If you are not familiar with me, welcome. This will be a short and sweet yoga flow, suitable for beginners, athletes on their recovery days, and anyone who just wants to get a quick little yoga flow in before getting their day going, which is what I'm here for. So if you like what I do here, please subscribe. Please also follow me on YouTube and subscribe there. I'm working towards being able to offer lives on YouTube as well. You can also share this with anyone you think might be interested. And if you'd like to see these continue, please donate so I can continue traveling, taking you to more beautiful places with me, and to be able to keep sharing what I love. So I'll have a donate link below. And if you're watching this not live, it will disappear after 30 days. I believe that's the rule with Facebook Lives. So you can catch the upload on my YouTube channel. So I'll make sure and link all of that here to Facebook so that you can find it. There's something coming at me in the woods. It's a squirrel. Hello. The joys of filming outside. I was like, something is running at me. Anyway, we'll see what else comes out of these woods. But for now, we'll just start. We'll actually start on our backs. So go ahead and lie down. Take your feet out a little bit wider than hip width distance. If you don't have a mat, that's okay. You can just lie down on your carpet. And we will just start by breathing. So centering ourselves in to wherever we're at. So you can close the eyes here if that's comfortable for you. It can be nice to place a hand on the belly and a hand on the chest so that you can feel your chest and belly rise as you breathe. So you're sending that breath deep into the belly. Maybe it comes up into the chest as well. And then when you exhale, just release everything down, letting the belly button come in toward the spine. Do a couple more breaths, just centering ourselves here in the moment. Yoga is all about union of the body, mind, and spirit. And that's usually very easily attainable when we start to pay attention to our breath. So just start to bring that awareness to the rhythm of your own breath. And if you'd like, you can set up what we call Ujjayi breath in yoga, which is an ocean-like sound where you're constricting the back of the throat so you can imagine yourself fogging up a mirror. You can do that with your mouth open just to remember what that feels like if you haven't fogged up a mirror or cleaned any glasses anytime recently. And then you can also try to do that with your mouth closed. Just creating that constriction lengthens the breath. You can also try doing it on the inhale. And then just keep that rhythm going. And then keeping that rhythm going, you can bring the hands down alongside your body, bring the feet in a little closer to your hips and just hip width distance, not wide anymore. And we'll start to move on the breath. So as you happen to inhale, you can start to lift the hips up off of the mat and lift your arms with them, letting the hands come back behind the head onto the ground. And then exhale, release the hips and the arms back down to the ground. And we'll just move like this on your own rhythm, inhaling to lift and exhaling to lower. Just one more of these. Nice. And then hug your right leg in, extend your left leg out onto the mat or the floor. Just hug that right knee maybe in a little bit more to your armpit. Just feel that stretch. You can also rotate your ankle around, moving that right foot around in a circle, one direction and then the other. And release and switch. Left knee coming in. You can do some ankle rolls here as well. Your right leg is extended. Nice. And from here, we'll come right back up into a seat. So you can hold on to the knees, start to rock and roll your way up to a comfortable seat. You can take as many rocks and rolls as you like if that feels good for you. And then in your seat, we'll just lift the arms up by the ears and then lean over to your left, holding onto your right wrist, feeling that whole right side of your body open up. Keep the breath going here. It's easy to, when we're holding poses, to hold the breath. So just notice if you started to hold the breath here and just keep that rhythm going, that Ujjayi breath. Also, you're sinking your right hip down into the mat, so you really feel that whole right side of your body opening up. And then with your next inhale, start to come back up through center. We'll go to the other side. This one's called Potted Palm. I'm here live from Florida in this beautiful forest. And I'm just so blessed to be here. It's nice and warm. It's a beautiful day, already getting pretty warm this morning. Again, just think about how you're sinking those sit bones down into the earth as you're lifting up through the torso and the side body. And then we'll inhale to come back up through center, extend and reach, and then exhale, bring the hands together down the midline of the body, letting them rest here at heart center. You can gently bow your head towards your fingertips and set your intention for class. Whatever you want to get out of this class, maybe it's just flexibility. That's a fine intention. Maybe you want to connect more to the qualities of the heart, gratitude, compassion, joy. Maybe you want to manifest abundance. Maybe you just want to stay connected to your breath. Whatever your intention is, just set that sankalpa or deep-rooted intention now. You can let the hands drop down. Keep the chin to the chest as you exhale all the air out. Then we'll float the ear to the shoulder. Whichever side is calling to you, feel that opposite side of the stretch. Neck stretching. You can also take your hand that is the same side as your ear to the shoulder and bring it to the opposite ear and just gently put some weight on that side of the head, extending that stretch a little bit more. You can also take the hand and bring it down towards the mat of the other side. So the side that is getting the stretch, you can intensify that stretch by pressing the palm down toward the floor with a straight arm. You might feel this all the way down through the arm. So we're just stretching the neck here. Be nice and gentle. Keep the breath going. And then exhale, release all of that. Come back in through center and switch sides. So you can start with the head, just bringing the ear to the opposite side shoulder. Keeping that shoulder down, not lifting it up to meet the ear, but relaxing it down. And then maybe extending the opposite hand to the floor. And the hand that's the same side as the ear to your shoulder to the opposite ear. Again, this just intensifies the stretch. Keep breathing. And when that feels complete, you can release. Bring the chin back through center. If you want to do a couple of total circles with the head, you can pretend like you're drawing a circle with your nose. Just move that head around, feeling all the little nooks and crannies and tight spots that you might have going on. And just allow them to release with your exhale. And then from here, we'll come onto hands and knees, known as tabletop pose in yoga. So you'll bring your knees directly underneath your hips and your hands directly underneath your elbows and shoulders, everything in a nice straight line. You can spin the fronts or the insides of your elbows, known as your elbow eyes. You can spin those toward your fingertips. And then we'll start moving through some cats and cows. So a cow is letting your belly drop down as you inhale, you look up. And then a cat, you're exhaling, rounding the spine up as you tuck the belly button in to the spine and tuck the chin into the chest. You can move as slow as your breath wants to go between these two movements. Cow on the inhale and cat on the exhale. Really exaggerating the movement, feeling the whole spine start to open up. One more inhale and exhale. And then just move around a little bit here, feeling the weight in the hands, getting those wrists a little bit warmed up. I always like to do a wrist warm up before doing anything else in yoga, because oftentimes we are in downward facing dogs or plank holds or chaturangas, which are basically push-ups in yoga. And our wrists are not always warmed up or used to holding our body weight, and they can get injured fairly easily if they're not warm and prepared. So if your wrists ever hurt, take a break, come into child's pose, which we'll do next so you know what it is. You can also take your fingers out to the sides of the mat and just move around here. One other option you can try, don't do it if it hurts, is to bring the fingertips to face back towards the knees, sit back toward the heels with the hips, and feel the forearms stretching even more, which this is a really good practice too when you're done doing yoga, to get that stretched out. So a couple of breaths here. And then we'll flip the hands back to where they were, and we'll bring the big toes into touch. The knees will spread nice and wide. Sit the hips back to the heels and extend the arms out in front of you. Straight arms. You can release the forearms down to the floor and then start to release your forehead down as well. You should feel this stretch all along the back body. Your legs should be wide enough that your chest fits comfortably in between those legs. And just breathe into the back body. Keep that Ujjayi breath going. If you ever lose it, just come back to it. No judgment. And if you see me moving around, it's because there's lots of ants out here, and sometimes they bite and it doesn't feel good. So I'm just going to move them off of my mat if they come join me. The joys of practicing yoga outside. But it smells beautiful out here. I can hear the birds chirping, feel the nice air, sun. So there's many benefits to practicing yoga outside, but just also little things to contend with. So staying focused on the breath. Last one. And then we'll press ourselves back up into a tabletop. You can bring those knees back underneath the hips and the arms back in a straight line. And then we'll do a nice twist here. So we'll reach the right arm up toward the ceiling or the sky, extend and inhale. And then as you exhale, reach that right arm underneath the space created by your left arm. Relax the right ear and right shoulder down onto the ground. We'll do that again, inhaling to lift and exhaling to rotate into a twist. This is known as twisting child's pose or thread the needle pose. So just enjoy the back of the body opening up. And next inhale, lift. And then come back to your thread the needle. We'll take a couple of breaths here, just letting the body unwind. No force, no pressure. You can also leave the left hand where it is or start to take it out in front of you. Or you can bring it around behind the back. So these just open up the twist a little bit more. Get the shoulder a different stretch. And the next time you exhale, you can bring your left hand to where it was if you moved it. Inhale to lift. Reach that right arm all the way back up. And release it down. We'll switch sides on this. So lift the left arm up as you inhale. Exhale to twist. Thread the needle. Inhale to lift and lengthen, stretch up. Exhale to release. Ear and shoulder on the left side down. Last one on the breath here. Inhaling to lift. And exhale to release it down. We'll hang out here for a couple of breaths. Just feeling the body unwind, relax, release. Again, you can take your arm or hand that's on the ground and bring it out in front of you. Feel that stretch, or even loop it around behind the back, maybe holding on to the inner thigh of the left side. Just to deepen the twist. One more breath here. And then we'll start to unwind. You can bring the right hand back where it was if you had it moved. Inhale to lift the left arm all the way up. And then exhale, set it down. Beautiful. We'll start to send the hands out in front of the shoulders. Tuck the toes underneath. Press into the hands and the feet as you start to lift the hips up and back. The knees lift, and you're reaching your chest back towards your thighs. So this one is downward facing dog. You can start to pedal the legs out, also known as walking the dog. So you can bend one knee and then the other. Feel that straight leg stretching even more. Again, keep your breath going. One of the most important parts of yoga is breathing fully in each pose. I would say actually maybe the most important part of yoga is the breath. There are branches of yoga that are only about breathing. Pranayama, it's moving that life force energy with intention, focus. Really connects us to our spirit. And it keeps us in the present moment. So find some stillness in your downward dog. Your feet should be about hip width distance apart. Your heels are behind the widest part of your feet, so your feet are parallel. You're pressing evenly between the hands and the feet. And again, you're reaching that chest back towards the thighs. Your heels are also lowering toward the floor. The inner elbows are facing forward toward your fingertips. And your head is dangling nice and heavy here. So last breath here. And when you next happen to inhale, float your shoulders forward so that they land right over your wrists. So this is plank pose. Also, you might notice it looks a lot like an upper push-up. So before you push yourself down into a push-up, this is what it looks like. So one more breath here in plank. Really feeling that belly lifting up toward the spine. Your shoulders are lifting up toward the sky or the ceiling. And then when you exhale, bend the elbows. Keep those arms in super close to the body, chaturanga. And just hover here for a moment and press yourself back up. So that's a yogi push-up from plank to chaturanga. If that's hard for you, you can always put your knees down, lower, exhale. And then we'll start to lower our chest down to the floor. On an inhale, lift the chest up. You're just lightly pressing into the hands. You maybe can even lift the hands up as you lift the chest and head. Baby cobra. And then as you exhale, tuck the toes back under. Start to lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Again, you can always use the knees as much as you need to get yourself to move through these poses. We'll inhale to float forward once again to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. I'll give you one more option. You can flip the feet so you're on the tops of your feet. Lift the chest on your inhale, upward facing dog, straight arms. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. And from here, we'll start to walk the feet to the hands and forward fold. Release the top of the head down toward the mat or the floor. And just hang. Let the head hang heavy. You can interlace the hands. You can grab opposite elbows with your hands to get a little deeper stretch here in the back. This is known as ragdoll variation of Uttanasana, forward fold. If you have that going, switch which arm is in front. Just give yourself a little different version of the stretch. And your legs are as straight as you can get them. If you want to bend the knees, you can. Feel that belly and chest rest on the thighs. And then try straightening the legs. See how that changes the feeling in the legs. And then from here, we'll inhale to half forward lift. So you're bringing the fingertips to the shins and you're reaching your spine out straight. And then exhale, forward fold, hinging from the hips, seeing if you can get a little deeper in your forward fold. You can even grab onto the backs of the heels to pull yourself a little closer here. This is a great hamstring stretch. And then we'll start to inhale, lift the arms out, around and up. Palms or fingertips touch overhead. And then exhale, relax the hands down the midline of the body. Come to stand in Tadasana, mountain pose. Your feet are parallel. Your palms are facing forward. Your shoulders are back and down. Everything's in a nice alignment. You feel this engagement in the tops of your thighs. You're also feeling the energy from the earth coming up through the soles of your feet. And your pelvic floor is lifting. We call that Mula Bandha in yoga. So you're engaging the Mula Bandha, really just squeezing everything up and in. So it may look like we're just standing here, but this is a very powerful pose to come back to your center, and you can do this anywhere. This is my favorite yoga pose for standing in line anywhere. At the grocery store, no one knows you're doing yoga, but you are. You can just have that intention in your mind that you are here in your power. So from here, we'll just do a couple of more moves before we move on with our day and get it going. So you can take your legs out nice and wide, wider than hip width distance. Keep the feet parallel. Start to lift the chest. See if you can interlace the hands behind the back. I'll show you, just bringing the hands together, clasping them there. And then lifting the chest, inhale up. And then exhale, forward fold. Release the top of the head down toward the floor, pouring the weight into the balls of the feet, and then seeing how high you can lift those hands off your back, up toward the sky. Straight arms, nice lift with those hands, no forcing. You should feel this in the shoulders. And if you're pouring the weight into the balls of your feet, not too much, you don't want to fall forward, but you should feel this a lot in the backs of the hamstrings. One more breath. And then as you next happen to exhale, go ahead and release those hands down to the floor. Inhale to lift the chest. You can bend the knees and just start to stand all the way up. Keep the breath going. And we'll take the feet out to the outer edges so the toes are pointing toward those corners of your mat. And then start to bend the knees, sink down with the hips. And then reach your arms out like cactus arms or field goal arms. So 90-degree angles with the elbows. Stand here in this strong goddess squat. You can start to sway left to right. You can lift one heel and then the other. Feel that calf working. You can try lifting both heels if you want a big challenge. It's fun to find balance here. Beautiful. And then release. Now we'll do one balancing pose, tree pose, since we're amongst the trees this morning. You can take the toes of your right foot, spread them comfortably wide. You can bring the hands to the hips or to heart center, whatever feels best for you. Lift your left heel off of the floor and bring that in to your ankle or your calf. You can stay here in balance. You can try lifting the arms. Focus is on one point ahead of you, so a nice steady gaze and a nice steady breath will help you balance. You can also bring the foot into the calf or the inner thigh. If you have balance here that you feel confident, you can stand on your right leg. And so you're sending your left knee back toward the back body, really opening up that left hip, and you're sending your hips forward. One more breath here. And then as you next happen to inhale, bring the left knee in toward the chest. And then exhale, release everything down. Great job. You can shake out your right foot if you would like to. And then we'll do the other side. So left toes spread comfortably wide. Right heel lifts. You can stay in this kickstand version if that's where you're at, or you can bring the foot into the calf or the inner thigh. Lift it up wherever you're at, focusing on sending the right knee back behind you, the hips forward, the chest is lifting. If your arms are by your ears, just make sure you're extending all that energy out through your fingertips. Again, nice steady gaze, nice steady breath will help you with your balance. Balance is so important throughout our lives to keep us having the ability to walk, to not get injured. So I always like to do balancing poses. If you struggle with balance, make sure you are by a wall. Also, if you're on a very squishy mat, sometimes that can be challenging or uneven ground. So find a nice flat area to be on when you're balancing. Next inhale, we'll bring that knee into the chest. And then exhale, release it on down. Great job. From here, we'll all just come right back down to the mat and lay on back down. Don't want to make this too long. Really wanted to create something for those of you who might just be starting with yoga to get a feel for what it's like. So from here, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, flex your right toes to protect the right knee, bring your right hand to the right knee and just gently press it away. If you feel this in your right hip, awesome. Stay here. You're in the right place. If you're not feeling much, you can lift your left knee or left foot off of the ground. Reach your right hand in between that space created by your legs. Interlace your hands so you're reaching your left hand out and around your left leg. Interlace your hands in front of the left knee or behind the left knee and just hug that left knee in a little closer to the chest. Hopefully you can keep your shoulders and your head on the mat so you're not straining anything in the neck or shoulders. You're really relaxed in the whole upper body. You're just feeling the stretch in the outer right hip. You can also do ankle rolls here on the left ankle if your foot is off the ground. Just one more breath. This one's known as reclined pigeon. It's a variation of a figure four stretch, which you can also do in a chair. Really helps to relieve lower back pain, prevent that sciatica type of pain that you can get in the lower back from, really it's coming from tight hips and hamstrings. So this is a great hip stretch. Next exhale, you can lower that left knee, left foot down and uncross. Then cross your left ankle over the right thigh. You can press that left knee away, flex the left toes so that you're feeling protected in the left knee joint. And again, if you're feeling enough of a stretch here in the left hip, just stay here, pressing that left knee away. If not, you want more, you're not feeling it, see if you can keep your shoulders and head on the floor. Just lift your right foot off the floor, reach your left hand through, your right hand around, interlace those fingers in front or behind the right knee and pull it in a little closer to your chest. You should definitely be feeling this in the outer right hip. Make adjustments if you're not. See what you can do. And then also feel free to move the right foot around, getting into that right ankle joint. A couple of breaths here. Hopefully you still have your Ujjayi breath going. You can also check in with the jaw, the tongue, the forehead, all the muscles in the face. Just see if they are tense or if you can relax them here. Last breath. And you can go ahead and release your right foot down to the floor, uncross. Give those knees a squeeze, hug them into the chest. You can even round the forehead in here, lifting the head off the floor. Bring the forehead to the knees, squeeze it all in. And then we'll just release everything down to the floor. Bring the feet out to the corner edges of the mat. Let the toes start to flop out to the sides, releasing tension in the feet. You can release tension in the arms, the hands. Your palms are facing up toward the sky, receiving the benefits of your practice now. This is Shavasana, corpse pose, your final resting pose. You can feel free to close the eyes here if that's comfortable for you. Now is the time you can let anything go, including the control of your breath. Just let it all go and start to relax and rest, receiving the benefits of your practice. I'll be quiet for a moment for you to fully integrate. Just make sure you have everything relaxed in your face, your shoulders, all the way down your whole body. You're welcome to stay in a longer Shavasana if you have the time and the desire to stay in this relaxing posture. You can come straight from this to a meditation if you would like. Otherwise, if you'd like to come out of it, just slowly start to bring the breath in a little bit deeper with more awareness and attention. You can gently wiggle the fingers, the toes, start to stretch in whatever way is calling to you, lengthening, curling up in a little ball, whatever feels good for you in the moment. Just taking your time, not rushing anything, eventually making your way to a comfortable seat. And I always love sharing the 4 soul intentions for living a happy, healthy, and harmonious life. So if you'd like to join me, you can bring your right hand to your belly, your left hand to your chest. And here we'll set the intention for a joyful, energetic body. Then bringing the hand from the belly on top of the hand on the chest, we'll set the intention for a loving and compassionate heart. And then bringing the fingertips to touch, palms remain separated. We set the intention here for a reflective and alert mind. And then bringing the heels of the hands to touch, middle 3 fingers express out, pinky and thumb remain connected. We're setting the intention for lightness of being. Then bringing the palms together to rest at heart center, you can gently bow your head towards your fingertips and thank yourself for coming and doing this practice that's beneficial for body, mind, and spirit. I'm grateful you spent this time with me to do my yoga practice with me this morning. Namaste. Namaste just means the divine light in me honors and sees the divine light in you. I hope you have a blessed day. Happy Thursday, or whatever day it is that you end up watching this. And please, again, subscribe, follow, share, like, comment, donate, all the things. I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much. Take care.